Good morning, it's Jonathan Barratt with the week ahead report. The current time is 9 o'clock, a little bit late here. We do have Anzac Day holiday, so the financial markets are actually closed today. So I slept in a little bit. But the week ahead report, as usual, out on Monday, it's the 26th of April. In the week ahead report, we look at the major features surrounding the major flows at the moment. Try and look for any trends and perhaps try and get into some new trades, and also continue to refresh the old trades that we're actually in and what we've decided to do with them. Okay, but first of all, let's have a quick update as to where the market is trading at the moment, and obviously what happened on Friday night. Just very quickly, because we did actually cover this in the morning debrief on Saturday. Okay, I guess the most important themes which we can follow at the moment. The Dow, as you're probably all aware, basically had a very strong night on Friday, up pretty much 0.63%, 11,204, and that was quite positive. And we had some good data that came out as well. Housing starts all pretty positive as well, and some analysts are saying that that the stocks in the US are the cheapest since 1990. So take that into consideration, and you've got this optimism. But let's have a look at the Dow. We follow the Dow via the futures. Here it is here, the Dow futures there. And we'll have a little bit of a look as to the trend. Obviously, we start here with the daily, and then we work to our hourlies. That's a feature that most technical analysis will teach you what to do, will show you what to do. But as you can see here, it looks like on that daily chart, it's looking as if she's right above that area here, and broken above that consolidation. I will just try and get that into a weekly and then come down to a daily, and then we can have a little bit of a look at it. And you can see that this trend has been here for some time. It's not 100% convinced here, but it seems to be chugging along quite nicely. And then when we go to the daily, you can get a sense that we're pretty close to something occurring. Whether or not we break out to the top side, look, it's very hard to say, but at the moment we can assume that because we're trading above that high of 11,100, that we are in breakout territory, and the chances are that market should start to trade higher. As a side there for our local markets, everyone knows we are short a small position there, and we'll probably look to cover that when in fact the market next opens. Because we feel that from here that we could see a rush back through that 5,000 level, and some of those indicators are certainly saying the same. So if anything there, and as long as the fundamental side and the fundamental side stays intact, then we could expect that. So we would actually do a little bit of short covering there. So as I mentioned, the Dow was up a little bit. Our market should follow suit as well, and probably we'll look to short cover our short positions in there. But as long as that fundamental news stays positive. Now, this is also a couple of things. I'm talking about fundamental news there that might affect some of the markets. Greece looks like it's aid by mid-May, and the Prime Minister there was saying that he warns against default debts, so that's quite interesting. Now, we have been looking at this China tightens its property finance requirements. It's a proactive measure to control that inflationary environment, so that's still on the cards there. So if anything there, because that might affect some of the other primary inputs such as copper. But we will have a quick look at those markets. So they're I guess the fundamental issues at the moment in the market are what's happening with Greece, what's happening with the SEC investigation into Goldman's. They're probably the two main ones. And at the moment we've got that optimism in terms of economics, which has certainly seen this Dow trade higher. Okay, let's have a look at some of the other markets now. Particularly those primary import markets. Let's look at crude. Crude's found a nice little lift, and this looks like consolidation here, and right on its highs. And now the important thing here is that if you are to trade, you have a low in place. That low is at 80.50, so you can quite comfortably buy dips to that area, and if it takes out that low, you are wrong. Now, on the copper market, we do have a small short in there. I'm not that comfortable with where it's trading at the moment, and I'll probably look to reverse that position and actually look to go long pretty soon. I'm just not feeling right with what's happening there, and you can see that on the daily chart. We're slowly getting a bit of a lift there, but I'll let you know on the Twitter exactly what I do on that one. Now, the dollar index has obviously been one of the prime movers that we've had, and as you can see there, it's been quite strong, just coming under a little bit of pressure now. A breakthrough of that 81 will put that under wraps, that pressure, and probably see it trade lower back in that range or confirm that that range is intact. So if anything there, just be careful on a breakthrough 81.10, and that should see it a little bit lower. On the currencies, let's have a quick look at that Aussie. We were short the Aussie. We're still short, core short, but we took out some of the profits on Friday night, as mentioned in the tweets. As you can see here, it's looking a little quite interesting here. Double top forming, still within a bit of a range. If it breaks through 93.40.50, then you're going to have to run with it because it can trade onwards and upwards from there. Having a look at the euro. The euro, we've always wanted that area to buy down, and we had an opportunity, believe it or not, when the euro actually dipped down to that 32.70 level, and we didn't obviously pick it up there. And I think that any dip down to that area there, low 32.50, certainly on the cards. And I think putting away a couple of calls there too is not a bad trade. Okay, so that's the major currencies we've been looking at. We've looked at the SPY. We've looked at some of the primary inputs. Let's have a look at some of the softs now. And as you know, we've been bullish corn, soya, and wheat for some time. The price action on Friday night wasn't that good, so we took profits on them. But I still think this is still working its way into something nice. And I am looking at a triangle formation, okay, particularly on some of these. And you can see this here is a triangle formation. There you go. And that's the one I'm looking at the moment. Now I'm going to see whether or not it will trade in that. And if it trades in that, then that to me is a bullish trade. Okay, it's a move that it's an ascending wedge type of feel. Here we have a breach, a pullback. It's this part of the wedge I'm looking at. And if we spend the week in here, filling in that corner here, then there's a good chance it breaks out to the top. Let's have a quick look at soybeans. Soybeans opened up quite bullish. There we have it there. Got concerns obviously on the fundamental side. That was a bit of an issue. We took profits there just purely because of that, but it's actually come bounced straight back. So that does tell you the bullishness of that market. Having a look at wheat as well, we've obviously we're long wheat as well. We're out of everything. Looking to get back in, and we just felt that was the right thing to do. But the trend's still there. I still think, and I'm still supportive of a lot of these grains, and I think dips can be well supported. Now let's have a look at the economic calendar. What moving and shaking things are we going to look at for this week? Because there's not a lot of data out. I guess the most important bits of data we've got out, the most important bits is GDP towards the close of the week. We've got all the usual bits of data, and but in terms of particularly on the oil side, which we're very close to. But I guess on the week we've got we've got the weekly bill announcements, the monthlies. We've got FOMC meeting, that's probably very big, and we get the announcement obviously on Wednesday. That comes out on Tuesday. We've also got consumer confidence in the States, so that's going to be pretty important. Usual jobless claims on Thursday. We've got GDP in the States and employment cost index and the Chicago PMI on Friday. So that should provide us with a bit of lead in terms of economic performance. So as you can see, there's a little bit of data here. We've still got those continuing themes about what's happening in Europe. Obviously, the volcanic situation's sort of out of the way. Greece is still a concern, but that seems to be abating. And if that is the case, I think we could get round to some euro strength, and that could obviously make a little bit of weakness there for the US dollar. If that's the case, weakness on dollar will actually help some of the commodity trades which we're looking to get back in on. We have been long commodities for some time. We have been short also copper. So I think we might look to start to reverse some of those trades and probably have a positive week given those scenarios. So at the moment, the trades we've got open, not a lot. We're still long sugar. That's not doing too well for us. We've closed, still short copper. We're thinking of closing that out, and we've been short the SPY. As mentioned, took good profits on the grains and took some good profits on the Aussie. Well, that's about it for the week ahead report. Just remember to stay in touch with the tweets. A lot of people are finding that very useful because I let them know exactly what I'm thinking and when I'm doing something. So that's it for today. Hope you have a great week ahead, and we'll certainly talk to you tomorrow for the morning debrief.